Today I am sitting in front of my bookshelf because I'm going to tell you guys and share how you can read more books in 2024. If you're not a reader or if you have been a reader but have fallen out of reading, I'm going to share some books and some tips and tricks that you can implement to read more books and start reading and fall in love with reading. I'm going to give you guys a backstory. I've not been a reader all my life. I started reading books 5 years ago when I was in 12th standard, or to be precise, during my 12th standards board exams. A movie trailer on YouTube and I was very intrigued by the trailer. Went in the comments and realized that, oh my god, it's actually a movie adaptation of a book. Then I read that book during my leave, study leave. I think I had 3 days of study leave between 2 papers, so I read this book in 1.5 days. 1.5 days I finished that book. There were times that I was reading it on my iPad, so there were times I literally wanted to throw my iPad away across the room. It was a frustrating book, but it was a page turner. It was amazing. I read that, and that is how my reader era began in 2020, 2019. Let's start with the tips. I'm gonna give you tips as I go along in my story, okay? I'm gonna ask you a question. What is your favorite movie genre to watch? What is your favorite movie genre? What type of movies do you enjoy watching? If you love watching romance movies or rom-coms, pick up a romance novel, a contemporary fiction. If you love watching action movies or suspense or thrillers, pick up the thriller book. It's so simple. If you enjoy watching something, you will enjoy reading about it. So that is the first thing. Read a book from your favorite movie genre. Okay, you start reading from your favorite genre. I'll talk about me. I used to love rom-coms. I used to love watching rom-coms. So I started with reading romance fiction books. Then I got tired of it because I thought the format was repetitive and the same type. Everything was so similar. I started getting bored of it. So I picked up poetry books. In the next year, I was intrigued by psychology and thriller books. I picked up psychology and thriller book. Year after that, I picked up a mythology book. In this year, I have picked up a fantasy book. For the first time, it is The Fourth Moon by Rebecca Yarros. It is all over BookTok. It is a lot like Harry Potter, but nothing like that. This book is Harry Potter, but with dragons. One famous line from the book is, once you enter the college, you are either gonna graduate or die, because dragons are involved, and it is amazing. The book is wonderful. My point is, you should experiment, you should explore. Don't limit yourself and pick anything. Pick a regional book. My last year goal was to read actually Marathi book. That's why these are actually not my books. These are my parents' books. I think these are my mom's books. Time has not been right, but I want to get into reading Marathi Sahitya. I even have Gitanjali. It's not here. I think it's down here. I want to read Gitanjali by Rabindranath Tagore. It is actually my late grandfather's book, and after he passed away, he used to read a lot of books, and once he read, he used to give those books away to his friends. And yeah, I took that book from his collection. Still have to read it, but it's like, take your time, explore, and don't limit yourself. I've made a list of books on Notion that I'm going to recommend you guys. The first section, the first genre that I'm going to talk about is going to be mythology. I've only read books about the Indian mythology and not Greek mythology yet. Though I did start Song of Achilles in 2021. I've DNF'd that book, but I'm going to read that in the future. Okay, so let's start. It's not a book, it's a series, it's a trilogy, and it is the Shiva trilogy. So, these are the books. These books single-handedly have changed my life. I know that's a bold statement to make, but it's true. These books have changed my life for the better, and I'm so thankful to my sister because these are her books and she read these books when she was my age. These books have made an impact on me spiritually, religiously, and helped me a lot in my personal growth. So yeah, these books are amazing. And oh my god, the writing, the way Amish Tripathi writes, you're just gonna eat it up. Oh my god, I've not explained what the books are about. Okay, I'm gonna read what's written on the back. The story of a man whom legend turned into god. Okay, so about Shiva, he is a normal fellow and he discovers that he is actually the chosen one. Okay, I'm gonna put a twist to this video. I'm not gonna explain a lot about the book. You just have to blindly trust me and just read it, because that is actually fun. Going into a book completely blind. Okay? Trust me on this. Read this book. Shiva Charaji. Now if you're watching this, I'm going to return these books back to you. Now, bye. The next book in the mythology genre is going to be Palace of Illusion. I don't have a physical copy of it, but Palace of Illusion, it is written by Chitra Devakaruni Banerjee. And I actually heard the book. It was the first mythology book that I ever read or heard. I read it in 2021 on Storytel app via an audiobook. And it again, see, every book changes you in some way or form, okay? It is a retelling of Mahabharata through Draupadi's point of view. It was a 5 out of 5. Easy. But I don't have the physical copy, but I'm just gonna mention, I've not read this book yet, but The Forest of Enchantments, it's again by Chitra Devakaruni. It's again by Chitra Banerjee Devakaruni. Chitra Banerjee Devakaruni. Okay, I said it wrong when I said it for the first time. This one is about Ramayana from Sita's point of view. The cover is literally to die for. Okay? Even if I had zero interest in Ramayana, which I don't, okay, I'm intrigued by the story. My name means Sita, okay. Even if I had no interest in Ramayana, I would buy the book because the cover is just. Okay, this one, I'm going to read this. That sums up the mythology genre. Let's move on to the next. The next genre that I'm going to talk about is the self-help genre. The first book I'm going to recommend is going to be Think Like a Monk by Jay Shetty. This book is amazing. I thought it was very hyped, but books are hyped or cliched for a reason. It basically tells you how Jay Shetty became a monk, and it talks about gratitude, it talks about having a routine. I think having a routine was my favorite chapter in the book, and gratitude. It was wonderful. It talks about, oh my god, meditation. Amazing book. The book is The Art of Thinking Clearly. It is by Rolf Dabelli, and the book has 99 chapters or 99 topics. Every topic is basically barely even 2 or 3 pages long. I'm going to share my favorite theories, okay, or topics from the book that I've learned and have taken with me. And learnings from this book have actually helped me in making big decisions regarding my life. The first one is sunk cost fallacy, then authority bias, confirmation bias, clustering illusion, survivorship bias. If you overthink and want to think clearly, so this one's for you. Time Management by Sudhir Dixit. This book it's similar to The Art of Thinking Clearly in terms of it has 30 chapters, and if you want to get better at managing your time, gives you practical tips and tricks to implement in your routine. For example, the first chapter is maintaining a logbook of your time. I did that. I maintain an Excel sheet, and you actually get to know where you are wasting your time, how you can save time doing certain things or delegate your tasks to someone or whatever. Highly recommended. The next book that I'm going to recommend is The Mountain Is You. This book tells us how we self-sabotage things subconsciously or consciously, and how you can stop doing that. If you knowingly or unknowingly self-sabotage, this one's for you. The next book is Tuesdays with Maury. It was a very sweet book, and the author of the book spends every Tuesdays with Maury, who is in hospice and he's sick, and they reconnect after many years and it reminded me of my grandfather. Next genre is romance and contemporary fiction. Majority of the books that I've read are from this genre. There is no shame in reading fiction book. I don't get when non-fiction readers shame fiction readers that you are just basically wasting your time. If you don't know, reading fiction is actually good for you. There is a TED Talk. There is a TED Talk about it, and I'm gonna link it down below. So if you are like, oh my god, reading fiction is a waste of time, you should definitely check that out. But that aside, I'm going to recommend you fiction books. The first book I'm going to recommend is Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. This book blew my mind. I exactly remember where I was. I was in a train while reading this book on a bunk. It was all over Book Talk if you are in that zone of the internet. So Ali Hazelwood, she herself is a woman in STEM, and she writes books about women who are in STEM. If you're talking about tropes, it's a fake dating trope. I'm not wrong, it was a Rilo fiction. Amazing! Good soup. The next book I'm going to recommend is one that I actually talked about in my Mumbai vlog video. It's People We Meet on Vacation by Emily Henry. Friends to lovers trope, and every year the male and the female protagonist, they go on a vacation every year, but something happens and they just stop being friends. What happens? You will have to read the book to find out. The next book is Before We Were Strangers. Again, I read this book on a train. Kind of changed my life. It's about old flames. Things fall apart. Then they bump into each other in a metro station. I'm just gonna say that much. Read that. So I'm just gonna say it out loud, okay? Read anything. I'm gonna recommend anything that is written by Ali Hazelwood, Emily Henry. Love Theoretically. I read this in last year by Ali Hazelwood. Yes. Please read by Emily Henry. I've read the Bridgerton books. I've read The Viscount Who Loved Me. It's by Julia Quinn. And the second season was about to come. I read the Viscount Who Loved Me. Anthony and Kate are my favorite from the entire gang. I've not read the book, the series completely. I read An Offer from Gentlemen last year and Romancing Mr. Bridgerton. Then I also read Eloise's book, but it was not doing it for me. I left it off. I loved An Offer from Gentlemen. If you love Bridgerton, I'm gonna recommend you guys read the Bridgerton books. If you watched Bridgerton, comment down below who is your favorite sibling from the Bridgerton gang. The next genre, it's gonna be a mystery, suspense, thriller genre. The first book I'm gonna recommend is Girl on the Train. It is by Paula Hawkins. It was adapted into a movie as well. Emily Henry and Parineeti Chopra played the parts in English and Hindi adaptations. This was the first psychological thriller book that I ever read, and realized that I actually enjoy this genre. It gives everything: unreliable narrator, her husband leaves her and he remarries someone else. She goes on the train, same train every day, same time, and while she's going on the train, she looks over, she can see her husband's face. No, it's not about her. No. Wait, I'm mixing two books up. But she's an unreliable narrator. You may think I am an unreliable narrator, but I'm not. Read that book. I'm just gonna say that. The next book is The Guest List by Lucy Foley. The book is based in Ireland. It's about a wedding that takes place on a remote island in Ireland, far, far, far away from mainland. A wedding is happening. The wedding party, someone gets murdered. All the staff is involved, the wedding party, the bride and groom, everybody is involved. 10 out of 10, recommend. Next one is Verity. So there was a time where I bet most of the people who were reading have read Colleen Hoover. I was one of them too. But if we're not going to talk about her other books, I'm going to talk about Verity. Verity, let me tell you, it is a psychology suspense thriller book. The book basically ends on a cliffhanger. I read that book in 2021's October or November. It's January of 2024 and I'm still wondering what is the reality, what actually happened. I still have not gotten last part of the book out of my brain. It's amazing, it's fantastic. Read that book. The next is going to be graphic novels, comic or graphic novels. The first I'm going to recommend is the Heartstopper series. It's such a cute book. Okay, it's a series. The fifth volume just came out recently. I have to read that. It's a love story about two boys. It is based in the UK. It also has a show on Netflix. I finished the show one afternoon. Everything about the show is just perfect. The scenery, the setting of the book, the characters. It's a cute love story about two boys. The next one is The Kite Runner by Khaled Hosseini. I know there is a proper novel, but I read the graphic novel version. It's tragic, it's sad. It makes you think a lot about life and why certain things happen to certain people. It really is an emotional one, I must say, which you should read. Yeah. Hi everyone, editing Mythology coming back at you. I forgot to mention in the video one important genre, which is classics. So I have not read classics ever. I did start Pride and Prejudice, but I left it in the middle and I just watched the movie instead, starring Keira Knightley and Matthew McFadden. I have not read classics, but I do have a friend who reads a lot of classics and primarily he reads only classics. So I asked my friend Vansh, I texted Vansh and told him about this video and he recommended so many books. I'm going to list the books that he recommended on the screen somewhere, and I hope you guys check those books out if you are interested in reading classics. Okay, not me feeling like a YRF actress in the heels with the wind blowing, so never mind. One goal of mine in this year is to read a lot of literary fictions. Now, literary fiction or women's fiction. A few examples I can share about that genre can be My Year of Rest and Relaxation by Motessa or something, yeah, by her. I started reading that book but left it in the middle. Yeah, I want to read those books along with Marathi Sahitya, okay, and Gitanjali. Yeah, that is a goal for me. Now, bye. I've rambled for a long time now. I'm gonna end this video here. If you enjoyed this video, give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, turn the bell notification on. If you're still here watching till the end, you are a real one. I'm gonna say comment a flamingo emoji in the comments, so I will know that you are a real one. That's it for the video. I'll see you in my next one.